Howdy, howdy. It is Tuesday, about 3 o'clock, and we are gonna do some boxing, kickboxing, kung fu strikes on the bag today. This stream is all about building our confidence and having fun. I know there's gonna be some negativity in the comments. We're just gonna blow those off as best we can, mute as many people as we can, and just have a positive workout. You know, people are going to get upset about technique and blah, blah, blah. And that's not why we're here. Actually, we are here to work on technique, but we don't listen to people who aren't training. And most people who talk on YouTube aren't training. So, yeah. Anyways, what I want us to do today is we're going to do a full-on, I'm going to do a full-on technique workout. So I'm going to do a couple different techniques, starting off with the back fist, moving on to jab, the cross, otherwise known as reverse punch, then a 1-2 combo, then we're going to move on to an uppercut, then a 1-2-3 combo, then we're going to add roundhouse kick, then we're going to add the 1-2-3 roundhouse kick. Then from there, after the roundhouse kick combo, we're going to add sidekick and spinning sidekick. So, just to recap here, first one we're going to do, back fist. Move to jab. The lighting is really bad. Let me go maybe right here. There we go. So back fist, then we're going to move on to jab, cross, 1-2, the uppercut, 1-2-3, roundhouse kick, 1-2-3, 2 roundhouse kick, side kick, and then spinning side kick. Let's set that right there so I can see it and remember it. All right, so first one. Well, let's do a little warming up here to get moving. Kat, you're gonna have to move here eventually. I'm gonna move this here. Done. All right. So let's do a quick little warm up. Hips are a little sore from Kung Fu class yesterday. What was great was my dad ended up leading the class, so I could do a lot more of the training in it, which was great. You know, when you lead class, a lot of times you don't get as much time to do your own training in the middle of the class. So that's why I work out so much, is because I have to make sure I'm keeping up with my stuff, as I don't get as much time in the class to work out. Tight right here in my hips today, which is where it's tight every day. All right, and then I want to set my music, which is right over here. All right, get this plugged in, and then we'll get going. We'll get to some punching and kicking and get moving forward with the workout. Remember, if you don't have a bag, you can always throw any of these techniques in the air without the bag, which is actually really good, because then you can work on technique. So if you're throwing back fist, you can throw it here without using a bag or meant to. As long as you get your workout, that's the most important thing. All right, let's find my channel. We're gonna do emo workout next. Now I know y'all can't hear it, but it's one of my go-tos. First one is back fist. Out, back fist, pull in. Out, back fist, in. Next one we're going to work on is jab. Step in, jab, pull back. Now, a good rule of thumb, if you're just trying to get through them to warm up, 10 times each side is a good rule of thumb. You can push that to 20 even, or you can set a timer. A lot of people will set a timer for a minute and do a whole minute of jabs, etc. So. Good. After you get your jab nice and warmed up, let's add what's called either the cross or the reverse punch here. So reverse punch, turning into the hip, push into the ground, and turn. You can do it from distance, moving in. We're going to do it from here. So let's add the combo. So we're going to do a 1-2 combo. 1-2 combo is front hand, back hand. I'm going to start jab, cross, jab, cross. Slowly walk in the back. Good. So that's 1-2. 1-2. Jab, cross, cross. You really want to put some power into it. Turn the punch over. Now, next one, we're going to do uppercut here, using both the front and the backhand. And our combo, what we're setting up for later, we're going to do 1, 2 from here as a low uppercut. So let's start front hand uppercut first. Left side, turn, drive through. It's a good little warm up there. Thank you, Neptune. Same back to you. World needs you too. Keep the positivity going. I'll be right back, 2 seconds. All right, sorry about that. All right, so next one, we're doing the 1, 2, we're gonna add in that uppercut here. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, uppercut. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3 with a jab, cross, uppercut. It's one of my favorite go-tos for the bag, as the bag work. It's fun to go from there. It's just fun. All right, I'm gonna work on some hip mobility, hip flexibility here for a little bit, start getting up to my kicks. So, first thing I like to do is low, high side kicks. All right, let's look at my bad leg first. So I start here, I go this way. And I kick low, and then a little higher. And what this does is this starts swinging the hip here. Get a good position, there we go. To start opening the hip. As you get older, you have to start stretching way more often. Otherwise, your hip stuff doesn't open. All right, now I'm gonna do some frog stretches, get my hips open. Yeah, super tight today from doing Kung Fu yesterday. So there's a couple pillars that you must have to have good Kung Fu. One of them, of course, is strength, but tendon strength, not just muscle strength, not just the muscles. You have to build tendon strength also. Another one is flexibility, having flexibility, being able to move your hips, open your hips. So stretching
is one of the most important things that I neglected when I was younger. I probably could have had my middle splits by now if, when I was younger, I kept pushing at it during my hardcore training. But I relaxed and lost a lot of the flexibility also. I was so close. Then I got injured and I got discouraged and kind of gave up a little bit on my own. So don't get discouraged. Keep pushing hard. Enjoy your life and let's crush it. All right, so my hips are starting to feel a little more warm. Might as well do some kicks to get them even more warm. Yeah, starting to get it. All right. There we go, starting to warm up. Still whipping a little bit. Need to cut across more, up and over. That was a little better. Getting hips moving a little bit more. Thank you, Moss. Still waking up the hips here. Check out this side. This side's gonna be a little rough. Ooh. Let's warm up this side. Ooh, ah. There we go. Starting to get better. You gotta warm them up. Get those muscles moving. Keep the leg up. Do you mean hold it out or hold in a tucked position? Because there's the kicking and hold for leg strength you can do across the floor, or there's also the kick and squeeze to hold the chamber. Yeah, holding it out. Dang it. Yeah. Yeah, I do those with the side kicks. I'll do the slow side kicks. And yeah. 10 seconds. Yeah. What I'll do is you'll do the slow side kicks too. So where you pick up your leg, you kick out, and then you can pump back in, and then back out. And then pump. And then back in. Yeah, those really work those abductors and get that really strong. That's the second thing that I neglected back when I was younger. When I started getting the hip flexibility, my legs, my teacher could hold my leg up and he was like, "Oh, you're so flexible, why aren't you kicking to the head?" It's because I didn't build up those muscles here to be able to hold the leg up. So slow side kicks, yeah, I love them. Oh, and that just woke everything up. So now I can kick better. Funny how those drills set you up. Let's get a little more stretch going. See if I can't pick up these hips a little bit longer, a little bit further. Oh yeah, my hips are still tight. This side. This is the injured side. So this side doesn't open nearly as easier as this side. But this side, sciatica, is tougher. My hip is still not liking, hey, but I'm trying it. I can do it with the reverse punch, the cross into it. The jab is still figuring out that post leg turn into it. Jab. It's weird also because the bag doesn't move. So when I'm fighting someone and they have more distance, it feels better. But I guess I have to learn how to do it from here. Boom. What if I step? See, I like that for a leg kick. But yeah, not the classic there. Jab, cross, hook, rear kick. Rear kick, jab out. Gotcha. So, jab, cross, hook, rear kick, jab out. you can't tell, I'm babying that side really badly because the hip is really hurting today, right here. So taking it a little easy on that. Hey, what's up? No, I'm actually right-handed, but in Kung Fu, they teach us really early on to strike with that front leg because we can do quick little moves in with that front leg. Now that I'm switched to more full contact, you know, you really want it switches. You know, when you're doing point sparring, you want that front quick tap. When you do full contact, I fight more southpaw, or regular, orthodox, where southpaw, you know, fight right hand in front. So it depends on what sport I'm doing. If I'm doing sparring, like point sparring, I use my front hand for the quick speed and for those front kicks. Then full contact, I switch up to here with strong hand in the back for that big knockout coming through. That's if I do full contact. Yeah. I like, I'm hoping the goal is to do low, high, but with my hips right now, it's probably low, medium. But the goal is, you know, especially, that one's really good for point sparring. The way I'm doing it, because I'm doing a low, high roundhouse kick, where I go tap, tap, right? It's a tap, tap. Unlike the question mark kick, where you turn all the way over. Question mark kick, you're gonna go one, and really kick them in the head. Right. So the low high one I like is 1, 2, get them to drop their hands, get the head kick. The question mark kick, let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, a little close to the bag. Yeah, but the two different ones I like. Yeah. Water in bottle. So my background is Chinese Kung Fu. Fu style Bagua, so Mi Zhong Lao Horn Kung Fu, Fu style Bagua Zhang also, and Wu style Tai Chi. And then mixed in a little bit here and there, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, a little bit of BJJ, you know, just a little bit from friends and stuff that they wanted to show me. I did take Krav Maga for a little bit. It was really cool. But I wasn't gonna, unfortunately, I'm not gonna spend, when I have my own gear, the school wanted me to buy like $300 worth of gear. I'm not gonna buy new shin pads, boxing gloves, headgear, all that stuff. If I have, you know, Hayabusa fighting gear. That's my guy. Yeah, water bag. on and off my whole life, doing a bunch of different stuff. So a little history about me is I'm a international so Kung Fu has the practicality. What happened is there was a bunch of McDojos, and so the problem with the McDojos is they gave all of Kung Fu a bad name. Just like the people who talk trash about when they come in talking trash, saying that they do Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that Kung Fu is fake. There's nothing, if you look at it, what techniques am I doing? I'm doing stand-up boxing, right? Boom, boom, uppercuts, hooks, round kicks, question mark kicks, boom, boom. You know, we do what works. In Kung Fu, we may train in forms and stuff, right? Like we do that. That's for leg strength and building power and alignment and tendon strength. What people don't realize, the hidden power behind Kung Fu is being able to strike quickly but powerfully and having strong tendons too, which all fighters of high levels, I'm not including myself, I'm not a fighter of high level. I just want to say all fighters of high level will get that type of training through their martial art. It's just different ways up to the peak of the mountain. But there was a bunch of hype about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the original UFCs, which the original UFCs were completely thrown and total bullshit. The original ones, they put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people against strikers. Put a striker against a striker, or a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. They only fought strikers. So that's the problem. So Gracie got to, whatever. I'm not starting that whole thing. There's just a lot of controversy over that. I think everyone should learn everything. Learn some striking, learn some ground fighting, learn meditation, learn it all. That way you become the best person you can be in whatever sport you want to do. And then choose one that you are passionate about and follow it 100%. Okay, headphones coming out. It just keeps falling out anyway. So this has been one of my favorite ones lately. You establish your jab, right? You're jabbing, then when you throw the jab and they touch, you trap. So if you get them to touch, you trap and step in punch. You can do it with a little skip here. 1, 2, forward. 1, 2, 3. So in speed, when you control their arm, you can push them that direction, moving in. Gotta grab here though. Can't grab here. Move, push, control. All right. All right, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Just some 37-year-old working out, getting his workout on. Hey, loco, bro. Yes, I am crazy. It's okay. Still have fun. Yeah, good fun. Pretty, yeah. That's how I understand it too. Yeah. Man, you don't know what you're talking about. That's okay that you're judging a 37-year-old working out on a water bag in his home. It's funny. I have more experience than you do under your pinky. Thank you. Thank you. That one's more of a scorpion kick than a hook anyway. Need to open my hip more for the actual hook kick. Oh, Kung Fu, we have it in traditional forms too, that go all the way back to Tang Dynasty and so forth. So it doesn't matter where it came from. I mean, it's cool to talk about, but the cool thing is to dive into the deeper traditional martial arts and find the techniques that are hidden in different katas and forms and stuff. Instagram absolutely hate it when I showed a Tai Chi technique where it's a drop down throw like this. They went crazy because they're like, no one's ever gonna do that, blah, blah. When really it's a Muay Thai throw where you go here and you sweep around. You can even do it better when you get down into their hip here. They went nuts because I showed it as the Tai Chi version first. I did the scoop into the throw. People get stuck in form. You know, the wrong people. The traditional people love it because they're like, yeah, see? It's just traditional martial arts, just done without the forms. Now, if you're going to a real McDojo, the way you find real McDojos is if they're fighting in their forms or hitting stances. That's when you know, oh, okay, this guy doesn't understand that this needs to be here instead of here, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I'll fight here to get you to attack my hand, but that's all. This is, that's all theory and bullshit anyway. I'm some guy on YouTube, so take it how you will. I'm sorry, I'm a grand champion on YouTube, so take it how you will. The good thing is I'm down 40 pounds, 40 pounds from when I first started this. Now I still have this here. If you can imagine, me with 40 pounds was like, had a baby. So being back to normal or closer to normal, I'm really enjoying it. My stamina, that's the crazy thing. I feel like my stamina has jumped. So that's really good. I feel alive. Wushu now is the sport art. Here in the West, we have to call Chinese martial arts Kung Fu just because of how it got inundated with Bruce Lee and all that, the misconceptions of it. Wushu is the sport of Kung Fu, I guess, would be the best way to say it. It encompasses the open hand, the weapons, the jump kicks, all of that is technically Wushu. Now there's two forms of Wushu. There's traditional Wushu, which you'll see more akin to, traditional forms with less acrobatics that you see like on a gymnastic gym floor. And then you have sport Wushu, which has the upper gymnastic qualities, like the flips, the continuous turns, all of that. Now, I'm not taking anything away from sport Wushu. Sport Wushu is awesome. The skill that it takes to do those acrobatics is phenomenal, right? I do a couple of the tricks myself because they're fun. But the real Kung Fu lies in the traditional training that as long as you have a good teacher, even learning Wushu, you can have the traditional Kung Fu training because a good teacher will give you that anyway. So just some things to think about. Then you have the different styles of Kung Fu, like Tai Chi, Xing Yi, there's Northern, Southern, all that fun stuff. So I come from a traditional Kung Fu school that, doing a style called Mi Zhang Lao Han. So the Kung Fu history and all of that, I've been inundated in since I was a kid. So I know, a bit about that. Especially Dong Hai Chuan. If you ask me about Bagua, I can talk about Bagua all day. Whew. My legs are really tired today from yesterday's class. I'm feeling it today. I'm going to take a second and stretch out the hips a little bit more. Whew. Let me see what we got going on in chat. Karate to America. It was Tong Kai-shing. The hands of Lohan. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Xingyi's awesome. The hands of Lohan. Yeah. So Mijong Lohan. Lohan Arhat, or Arhat boxing, is, you know, the famous monk Arhat that you'll see a lot of the Shaolin styles have all the famous poses on the Arhat. So Arhat was a famous monk. Mijong was its own style also, that is called lost track. So lost track is about confusing the enemy, using good nimble footwork to move into better angles. And it has a bunch of leaps, jumping, low kicks, high punches. If you punch high, you kick low, you kick high, you punch low, that type of stuff. Confuse the enemy. So when you put the two styles together, which they were merged outside of the temple back in, you know, Tang Dynasty era, it was merged outside of the temple and developed in this family, the Ye family, up in the Hebei province. And then from the Hebei province, Grandmaster Ye started his own kind of Western Union caravan guard. And so he used to go out there, and on his very first trip, his very first guard trip, he's out there and these bandits attack the caravan. And so he rides out there and fights them off with his spear, and defeats like 6 bandits or something, and before they all start to run away, blown away by his martial arts skills. And so they all run away, and then his caravan guard took up the name Always Victorious Caravan Guard. And so the Always Victorious Caravan Guard, they ended up, the bandits, whenever they saw their flag, they would just say, nope, we're not attacking that one, they have good fighters, and then they would wait for the next caravan or next caravan guard to attack. And then Master Yip, after he retired from that, he ended up teaching at the at the forbidden, what's it called? The palace, the Forbidden Palace. He ended up teaching the West Guard, which, if you know what the West Guard is, or the West Gate, that's actually a region. So he ended up teaching the army, the Peking army for the West Gate, Mijong Longhorn Kung Fu, including the horse cutter, the spear. Now again, when you're teaching army, you're not teaching them the big flowy forms and stuff. You teach them real fighting applications and fighting techniques. But that was back in the Peking era. Then he moved to Qingwu, studied with the Qingwu, actually led their classes at Qingwu once Hao Yongjin passed away at one point. He ended up teaching there for, I want to say it was about 10 years, and adopted some of the Qingwu into our Mijong Lohan too, to teach basics of Shaolin. So that's the whole history of how our style, then his student, Grandmaster John A. Lee, when Grandmaster Yip passed away, he moved to Texas, moved to Shreveport, Louisiana in the South, to teach Kung Fu in Shreveport.
How did he land up in Shreveport? Some guy saw him doing Kung Fu and was like, we're going to sponsor you. We need you in the United States to teach Kung Fu. Holy cow, we've never seen anything like that. And then he moved to Texas eventually, where I learned from. So that's the whole background of how Mijan Lohorn came to us here in the United States through my teacher. There's also Grandmaster Raymond Wong and Grandmaster, oh my God, Chi Hung Mar, who are my teacher's seniors who are here in the United States also. So that's just some history, some cool history that got me to cool down a little bit. That way I can get back to it. I'm a Kung Fu nerd, so I can talk about history and stuff like that all day. I don't know what that was. Little spinny dance punch. Yeah, you got that, Genghis. Your history is pretty spot on. In Okinawa, one of the guys who knew the monk who moved to Okinawa to bring the martial arts there when they burnt down the temple and were hunting monks, he didn't call it Kung Fu at the time because he didn't want to get found out. And so they called it incense shop boxing. Incense shop boxing. Now, that information comes from Jesse, the karate nerd, Jesse Incamp. He's huge on YouTube, so if you don't know anything about Jesse Incamp, go find out the karate nerd after my stream. Drop a like, by the way. Subscribe if you haven't already. And then, yeah, so he didn't want to be found out by the Chinese government, so they called himself the incense boxer, and they kept it hidden for years, and it heavily influenced Okinawan karate, or karate as we know it. Because Okinawa was a melting pot, just like Shaolin. Shaolin was actually a melting pot. There was a ton of different pilgrimages that happened. So Shaolin went out and brought in, and then other people visited Shaolin, and so they developed an entire wide system too, which is one reason why you keep seeing or saw it developed over so many different times, different styles, different ways of cultivating and moving. It's really cool. My hips are really sore now. Oh yeah, I'll do the question mark one more time. My hips starting to freeze up just from my yesterday's training. Okay. Oh, there's no power. Come on, turn that hip. Turn that hip. Oh, it's so freezing up right now. Yeah. Oh. Whew. No, I don't know that one, Joey. Really don't. But cool. Thank you. It's getting better.
If you would have saw me about a month ago when I first started really putting in the question mark kick, it was really bad, but you know, practice, practice. There's still so much to work on, right? The question mark kick is still not perfect, and it probably will never be perfect, but doesn't mean I can't try. Problem is my hip is frozen, so I can't do it on the other side right now, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm starting to crash anyway. Whew. Oh, hell yeah. I love karate combat. I think it's one of the best fighting shows right now. I love it. And I love the fact that they're incorporating some jiu-jitsu matches too into the ring, like real jiu-jitsu matches. So I love it. I personally love it. I think karate combat has some of my favorite rules as a striker. So it's fun. I love karate combat. I think they just changed their rules that I need to catch up, because I think they just changed their rules to where you can ground and pound a little bit more, but I need to double check. I don't want to push out my dantian. I've been sucking it in, hiding my belly. Good tip, Dingus. Some of my shingy elbows. That. Ooh, my ankle. My ankle's getting tired. That was a Xingyi elbow sequence. And our Xingyi, one of the Xingyi forms, we call it bear. You do one elbow, and you step back, second elbow, step forward, uppercut elbow, and from here you sink, dropping elbow. I drop here for boom. Then you step forward, or turn, slicing elbow, top. Then you chop here. Boom. Or you draw. I call it drawing the sword. Boom. Yo, this is you don't know what I'm practicing. If I'm fighting here. Don't worry. But I was practicing a very specific drill. But thank you for the tip. Yeah, when I fight, you drop the chin here. You don't come up unless I'm back here and I'm distance and sparring a kicker. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll get trapped here and then they can't move their head back for a head kick and they get knocked out. So, truthfully, in Kung Fu, we keep our head up, but we dip the chin here. That way, if we can move our head here and still be in kicking range. Now, when I get in close though, it is true. When I get in close, instead of being here, I'm here. I'm deep in fighting. There's, yeah, different games, different levels. Also, always listen to your own coach. If your coach is telling you to drop your chin, and I'm some guy on freaking YouTube telling you to fight up here, ignore me. Drop your chin. Drop your chin. Yeah. Unless you want to be like me, which is cool. A lot of people want to be like me. I'm a champion in forms and weapons and all that stuff. International champion. Grand champion. So the bag work is for the workout and for fun and to keep up with my sparring techniques, but I'm not training to be a real fighter anymore. That time has left me. And if I ever did choose to train to be in like one more fight, I would find a camp with a true fight teacher, because you want to have a fight camp before your fight. You can't just go in there and you know, I love training myself, but me training myself is not the same as being at a camp. You need a coach to fight. I think I could go on street beefs though. Could probably go on street beefs and do okay. Joey, be nice. At least give some sort of like humor to it. That one's not even that funny. At least get some humor. And there were plenty of people I saw on street beefs that you know are just everyday people that are fighting and probably shouldn't be fighting yet. So. Oh, that was so slow. So slow. Oh, sorry. I don't know death sentence. I'll have to take a look. Because you might be able to beat me. Or if you're saying I could take him, then maybe I should do a fight. I don't know. No, I'm too old to fight now. I'm getting too old. I don't want to. The thing is, if I lose, that's a long recovery if I get knocked out. Long recovery for me. You know, I'm not the thing. Yeah, gotta have sound effects. You know, I could try and throw in the Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not very good at that one. You will not destroy my world! Kamehameha! right, I'm getting cashed, gassed. I can't even talk. Can't even talk anymore. Oh. All right, I think that's it for the bag work. I'm gonna switch into Tai Chi mode, do some Tai Chi, maybe some Kung Fu techniques, and then some stretching. Yeah, but there's an hour of bag. That was fun. You know, the fact of doing an hour of bag work every day has helped me lose 40 pounds. Well, I don't do it every day. I do it 5, maybe 6 days a week with one rest day. And I lost 40 pounds in the last, I think it's been I lost 30 within I was really heavy. I lost the first 30 because that was way heavy. I was at 208. I lost that within 3 months or something like that, something a little fast. And then this last 40 pounds have been, or the last 10 pounds have been really fighting me. And so adding in the bag work every day, that's really changed it. Plus, I like hitting the bag. Even with people yelling at me saying I'm doing it wrong, it's fun. I have fun. So if you find an activity that you have fun doing and it keeps your heart rate elevated, do it. Who cares what the other people say? There's gonna be haters no matter what you do. All right, time to switch to Tai Chi mode. All right, that was the 13 golden postures from the Wu style Tai Chi. Whew, really sweaty. Hard to get in Tai Chi zone when you're going here, huh? Whew. Whew. All right. Whew. Oh, my hands are really sticky. All right, that's good for the ball. So one thing that's not talked about often is the power that is developed from learning a long pole. In Tai Chi, they say a lot of the secret hidden power is by doing the pole movements. That way, when you grab someone, you can really throw them. It's about building that ability to grab and throw. That's why you see the movements here, strike, boom. It teaches you tendon strength and how to control and throw. Internal power secrets. Everything is somewhat science. Of course, I believe in Qi and breathing down to our Dantian and all that, but there's also science to everything, right? Like we all have our own electromagnetic field. That is just a proven science thing, right? And so when we start tapping into our Qi, one thing I wonder is, are we actually tapping into that electromagnetic field when we start feeling like the Qi ball and the connectivity between the hands and the projection and all that? So it's cool. Again, it's all somewhat theory until science can fully map in everything, but there's different cool things about learning. There's too many health benefits for Tai Chi to not practice. Plus, I want to be good at something when I'm older and still want it to be tied into martial arts a little bit. So if you start Tai Chi when you're younger, you don't have to learn it when you're older. You already know it and you can practice it and stay healthy. All right, yeah, I think I'm calling it quits today. I think that's it for the stream. We're on for Oh yeah, just over an hour 10 minutes or so. Thank y'all for stopping in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate y'all joining me. Just some dude working out, showing off techniques. Hope y'all get a good workout in too. Yeah, like and subscribe. Cheers.